The night in Riyadh was electric. You could feel it in the air, the anticipation, the buzz, the pressure, the pride. Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund, two giants from two different footballing philosophies, collided once again, this time not in Europe, but in the global arena of the FIFA Club World Cup. But this wasn't just any match. This was one of those nights where legends are written into the stars, where the world pauses to watch magic unfold, and where Kylian Mbappé reminded us all why he's not just a player, he's a phenomenon. When the match kicked off, it was clear this was not going to be a walk in the park for Madrid. Dortmund came in fearless, hungry, and with a tactical plan that rattled Ancelotti's side in the early minutes. The yellow wall may not have traveled in full numbers, but their spirit was definitely present in every chant, every press, every surge forward. And boy, did they surge. It took just 14 minutes for Dortmund to send shockwaves across the stadium. Karim Adeyemi danced past two defenders on the left wing, delivering a precise low cross that found Niklas Füllkrug. One touch, one finish, 1-0 Dortmund. It was the kind of start that made Madridistas bite their lips. The German side's confidence grew like wildfire. They pressed high, they defended in numbers, and for a moment, it looked like Madrid were lost. But if there's one thing Real Madrid knows how to do, it's survive storms. And they did just that. They absorbed the blows, recalibrated, and slowly started finding their rhythm. Toni Kroos began dictating the tempo. Camavinga started winning duels. And then came the moment that reminded everyone watching why this team is never truly out of a fight. In the 32nd minute, Vinicius Jr broke down the left, cut inside, drew two defenders, and laid off a cheeky pass to Jude Bellingham at the edge of the box. The former Dortmund star, now wearing the white of Madrid, didn't celebrate out of respect after curling a beauty into the top corner. 1-1. It wasn't just a goal. It was a moment of poetic football. A player who had once been Dortmund's rising star now stood as Madrid's equalizer. Respect, grace, and pure class. Half-time came with the score level, but you could sense something more was coming. Something bigger. And it came. Oh, it came. Just 10 minutes into the second half, the ball floated in the air like time had slowed. Aurelien Tchouameni's long ball from deep midfield looked speculative, but Kylian Mbappé had other ideas. He sprinted into space like a cheetah sensing a chance, launched himself into the air, turned his body like an acrobat, and connected with a bicycle kick so pure, so powerful, and so poetic that for a second, the entire stadium went silent. The net bulged. The camera shutters clicked. The fans erupted. 2-1 Real Madrid. Mbappé didn't just score. He etched a masterpiece into the memory of every fan watching. That moment, that goal, was why we fall in love with football. It was not just about the technique or the timing, it was about the audacity, the drama, the raw emotion. You don't just witness goals like that. You feel them. But Dortmund weren't done. They responded like warriors. Julian Brandt orchestrated attacks. Jadon Sancho, back on loan and looking sharper than ever, threatened with every touch. And eventually, the German side found a way through. In the 73rd minute, Marco Reus, the veteran who has given everything for Dortmund over the years, curled in a beautiful free kick that took a slight deflection off the wall and went past Lunin. 2-2. And once again, it was game on. At this point, the tension was unbearable. Every pass mattered. Every tackle felt like a war cry. Extra time loomed. Nerves were rattling on both benches. Ancelotti remained calm, while Terzic urged his boys to keep pushing. But it was the magic of Real Madrid that once again turned the tide. With just 6 minutes left on the clock, Luka Modrić, yes, the 38-year-old magician, turned back time with a dazzling run, splitting the midfield and slipping the ball through to Rodrygo. The Brazilian, cool as you like, faked the shot once, waited for the keeper to go down, and slotted it in. 3-2. It was heart-wrenching for Dortmund. So much effort. So much belief, but Madrid once again showed why they are the kings of late drama. As the final whistle blew, emotions poured. Dortmund players dropped to their knees, some in disbelief, others just heartbroken. They had given everything. Fought with valor. But on the other side stood a team with centuries of resilience in their DNA. Mbappé, Modrić, Bellingham. They weren't just players tonight. They were storytellers, reminding us of football's power to stir the soul. Let's talk about key players. Kylian Mbappé, without a doubt, was the headline maker. That bicycle kick might go down as one of the most iconic goals in the history of the Club World Cup. His presence throughout the game was magnetic. Even Watch the highlights. Feel the roar of the crowd. See the tears in the players' eyes. Because this was more than just Real Madrid 3, Borussia Dortmund 2. This was football at its finest.